Hey yo, this is Lazarus, and I'm here to talk about the old building, department area, from Soscol Avenue, that 1800 building. So it's gonna be the only building that we're gonna talk about. Well, ever since Napa started, when in 1840 somewhere, they built they have a company place for a home for sodas. You know, it could be like a soda company, but I'm not sure. But if you guys know this shit, just ask the ancestors and shit. Don't know what's the name of the soda company. So hopefully it's Coca-Cola, A&W root beer and shit. I don't know. It could be a lot though, but if you want to guess it, you'll have to know what that is, because that one's already been shut down since the 1900s, and it's hard to make something bigger. And then that's why they don't make too much soda companies to build in, because of the Sawyer Tanning Company. Sawyer Tanning Company is a really good job. They have a lot of tickets for people to come in. But it's a big deal that they just had it all everywhere. But it's pretty cool. But most of the suggestion is, it's kind of weird when people they think of something and they know the fraction, you know. And it's gonna be hard because there's a lot of people they just love it. And the second building after they close it, they used to be Myers Company. Myers Company is all like production company, and then they ended in the 1950s because the company has to move to Fairfield because it used to be around this spot before they still continue for the company. Because I know there was one here in Napa, and then they moved to Fairfield because I'm smart and I know where the places they go. That was when before autisms, and they're taking production highs since the 70s. That was when we got the Armio, the Clorox, SDS, and the others. That's why we have to be reported in a relation company for this shit. But it's crazy because I never seen Myers, they grow up so fast, because it's a great company. Pretty cool. And also the Plaza Time Theater that used to be around since the 50s to 70s. But they've been there for a while but it was a small project area where people go to the movies. That's probably used to be go to movies area. But the people are getting cut short for all those people for tickets, because the tickets is kind of sloppy, and it's not good because that was when before they got the Cinemark in the 80s. But the theater in Napa is kind of sloppy. Nothing in that game at all, and it sucks because there's no movie brand they could use it. But it used to be the first movie brand in Napa for theaters in the 50s. But it's pretty new when it show up. And then after that, they closed it. And then after that, in the 80s, they opened Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese, they've been there for 10 years respawn. But they didn't have them that much no more because of the people that didn't have any issues with that building. They set that building on fire because of the family of Carlos and shit. PSAs. I don't know. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere for some shit. That's why we want to make sure you want to make the life happy. That's why we want to make sure you don't want to over risk for all of the people that they took investigations. That's why they're having heavy investigations in the 90s. That's why we want to be careful. That's all we do. And the next building is Papa Murphy's and Nail Salon. Nail Salon has been around since like some years, but not too much though. But they put it in the separate buildings from 1800 building. But however, They build around like about a few buildings around here, but that's only just the buildings that we have today. Because since from 1995 to upper, that's the buildings that we have today. So that's the only those buildings that we see in Napa for today. And that's why the buildings in Napa has been a little bit weird. And they spend time having this product company like Myers or a soda company, Chuck E. Cheese, movie theater. It's pretty cool. Well, they got the good evolution so far, but however, nothing is dwelling for some shit. So that's why they have to change it. So I guess that's about it. So since this is a lot of the sea, keep it icy, keep it real.